Welcome to my channel. Today we are going to solve one Anna University question, April 2017 question. So this question is related with the analysis of LTI system problem. Okay, using the DTFT, discrete time Fourier transform. So already we solved analysis of LTI DT system problem using Z transform. So similarly, now we are going to analyze the system using DTFT. Okay. So you see the question, for a causal LTI system. Okay, for a causal LTI system, the input x of n and the output is y of n are related through the difference equation y of n minus 1 by 6 y of n minus 1 minus 1 by 6 y of n minus 2 equal to x of n. So this is the system equation. Okay, this is the difference equation of the system. Determine the frequency response h of e power j omega and the impulse response of the system. So these two things we have to find out. One is frequency response, another one is impulse response. So what is mean by frequency response? The frequency response is said to be h of e power j omega. Okay, that means h of e power j omega, it's a frequency response, it's a ratio of discrete time Fourier transform of the output divided by discrete time Fourier transform of the input x of n. That is h of e power j omega equal to y of e power j omega divided by x of e power j omega. Okay. Or other thing, the h of e power j omega is nothing but it's a DTFT of the impulse response h of n. Okay. So what is impulse response? Impulse response is said to be h of n. So if you are taking DTFT for this h of n, we will get the answer h of e power j omega. Okay. So these two things we have to find out. So the first one, the given difference equation you just write. Okay, so this is the time domain equation. So in order to convert this time domain equation into frequency domain, we have to take the discrete time Fourier transform, DTFT, discrete time Fourier transform for the above equation. So what is the DTFT of the signal y of n? It can be written as capital Y of e power j omega. Okay, then minus 1 by 6 into what is the DTFT of y of n minus 1? Y of n minus 1 is a delayed output by 1 second. Okay, so according to the time shifting property of the DTFT, y of n minus 1 signal is having the DTFT answer is that y of e power j omega multiplied with e power minus j omega into the amount of shift is 1. Okay, so this is the thing. Similarly, minus 1 by 6 into what is the DTFT of the signal y of n minus 2? It's a y of e power j omega into e power minus 2j omega. Okay, so which is equal to what is the DTFT of x of n? It's a capital X of e power j omega. Okay, then in the next thing, in the left side, the three term is having commonly y of e power j omega. So you just take that term as a common. So we have to write the remaining as a 1 minus, what is the remaining term in this? 1 by 6 e power minus j omega. Then what is the remaining in this? Minus 1 by 6 e power minus j e power minus j to omega. So which is equal to x of e power j omega. Okay. So from this, the frequency response h of e power j omega is nothing but it's a ratio of y of e power j omega by x of e power j omega. Okay, in the z transform, the transfer function h of z, what is h of z? It's a ratio of y of z divided by x of z, you know. Similarly, the frequency response is nothing but the DTFT of the output divided by the DTFT of input. We are calling it as a frequency response. So from the above equation, the y of e power j omega by x of e power j omega equal to 1 by this term. 1 minus 1 by 6 e power minus j omega minus 1 by 6 e power minus j to omega. Okay, so this is the frequency response. So the first answer we calculated, the frequency response we calculated. And what is the next thing? The next question is that we have to find the impulse response of the system. What is mean by impulse response? Impulse response is nothing but small h of n. Okay, so what is the relation between the impulse response and the frequency response? So this the inverse DTFT of this capital H of e power j omega, we are calling it as a small h of n. Okay, so you know the impulse response h of n is nothing but it's a inverse DTFT of this capital H of e power j omega. It is called as a impulse response. So that's why what we have to do. So for this h of e power j omega, we have to take inverse DTFT. Okay, we have to take inverse DTFT for this h of e power j omega. We will get the answer. It is a small h of n. Okay, so here the inverse DTFT we have to calculate in partial fraction expansion method. Okay, so already we explained the partial fraction expansion method. Okay, so what is the procedure? So in that you see in the h of e power j omega, here e power minus j term is there. Okay, so in order to convert this negative e power into positive e power, you just multiply this h of e power j omega. Okay, both numerator and denominator you just multiply with the e power j2 omega. Okay, in order to convert this this negative powers into positive power, you just multiply the same e power plus j2 omega with the numerator and the denominator. So that's why we will get h of e power j omega equal to e power j2 omega divided by 1 into this one e power j2 omega minus 1 by 6 into e power j omega minus 1 by 6. Okay, so in this thing before performing the partial fraction, so already you know in the Z transform method and DTFT method we have to keep one that is if it is a Z transform we have to keep one Z in this left side term. Okay, left side denominator. If it is a DTFT we have to keep one e power j omega in the left side. So that's why from this e power j2 omega, that is e power j2 omega means it can be split as e power j omega into e power j omega. So one e power j omega you keep here. Okay, so this thing it can be written as e power j omega by this one. Okay, then after this thing we have to factorize the denominator polynomial. So here you see the denominator polynomial. So here the variable is that e power j omega is a variable. Okay, so this is the second order equation. So if you are factorizing the second order equation, we will get e power j omega minus 0.5. That is 0.5 means 1 by 2. So if you are factorizing this thing, we will get the two roots. One is 1 by 2, another one is minus 1 by 3. Okay, so we can write it as e power j omega minus 0.5 into e power j omega minus of minus 0.33. So it is a plus 0.33. Okay, 1 by 3 I am written is a 0.33. Okay, then in partial fraction expansion, so the above equation it can be written as, so you know the h of e power j omega by e power j omega, it can be written as the partial fraction coefficient a by the first term plus b divided by the second term. Okay, so here we have to find out the value of a and b. So how the a is calculated? A is calculated, a is equal to what is the value, what is the term under a, e power j omega minus 0.5 multiplied with this left sided term h of e power j omega by e power j omega at the root value e power j omega equal to 0.5. Okay, so now we have to substitute the value of h of e power j omega by e power j omega using this previous. Okay, this is the answer. So h of e power j omega by e power j omega equal to this one. So you substitute here. So if after substituting here, this term and this term cancelled, in the remaining e power variable e power j omega, we have to substitute instead of e power j omega, we have to put 0.5. So the answer is 0.5 by 0.5 plus 0.33. So the answer is 0.602. Okay, similarly, the B is calculated as that. What is the value under B? E power j omega plus 0.33 into the total h of e power j omega by e power j omega at the condition is that e power j omega equal to minus 0.33. Okay, so here these two things gets cancelled. In the remaining term, you just substitute e power j omega with minus 0.33. So we will get the answer 0.397. Okay, so A calculated, B is also calculated. So what is the next step? we have to substitute this A and B in that equation number 1. Okay, that is the partial fraction value. So h of e power j omega by e power j omega equal to, this is A value divided by the term plus B divided by the particular term. What is the next step? This e power j omega, you give it to the right side. Okay, so h of e power j omega equal to 0.602 e power j omega by e power j omega minus 0.5 plus 0.397 e power j omega by e power j omega plus 0.33. Okay, so using partial fraction method, we converted the second order polynomial h of e power j omega into addition of the single order system equations. Okay, so from that, our aim is to find out the impulse response. What is meant by impulse response? Small h of n. So the h of n is calculated as that we have to take the inverse dtft of the above equation. So what is the inverse dtft of capital H of e power j omega? It's a small h of n. So equal to 0.603. You write constant as it is, and you see this term e power j omega by e power j omega minus 0.5. So this one is in the structure of, that is, the standard DTFT pair a power n u of n. Okay, so the signal a power n u of n is having the in DTFT answer is that e power j omega by e power j omega minus a. Okay, so according to this equation, so the inverse DTFT of this term is that 0.5 to the power n u of n. Similarly, plus 0.397 into, what is the DTFT, IDFT of this one? Minus 0.33 to the power n into u of n. Okay, so this is the impulse response of the given system. Okay, that's all. This is the question. So this question is a 13-mark question, April 2017 question. Okay, that is the first thing is that we have to convert the time domain equation into frequency domain by taking DTFT. That is the first step. Okay, so using that one, we have to rearrange the equation and we have to find the frequency response h of e power j omega. Okay, so one thing. And another one thing, from this h of e power j omega, we have to find small h of n, that is impulse response. So we have to use the inverse DTFT procedure. The inverse DTFT is same as that of the inverse Z transform procedure. So the difference is that in Z transform, the variable is Z. In the DTFT, e power j omega is a variable. Okay, so using the same procedure, inverse DTFT, we have to find in partial fraction, using the partial fraction method, we have to calculate the impulse response. Okay, so that's why this is the answer for our impulse response of our given system. Okay, so that's all this question. So in the next video, we are going to solve one more problem. Okay, using this DTFT. Okay, so thanks for watching my channel, and please subscribe my channel for more videos, and thank you.